I'm Rocky. Welcome back to my channel. First off like to say that I'm sorry there hasn't been a video up for the past couple weeks. This last week I meant to get this up right away, but I was really sick and just not feeling up to making a video at all. But hopefully it's all in the past. I still have a little bit, but it's going away. And hopefully I can get some more videos up. But today I will be doing my September wrap-up and my October TBR. For my TBR, I'm just going to go into a couple of books, and I'm not going to do a pick of the month either, because last month I only read about 7 books, so I didn't get that much read, and so I had some books left over. I still have Outlander to read, and Dark Prince, which was my pick of the month for last month, so. Okay, time to get started for my September wrap-up. The first book I read was Stolen by Lucy Christopher. This was recommended to read by April, on BookTube, and then also I have a friend that I work with that also liked this book, and she really recommended it, and so I finally read it, and it was really good. I was surprised that I didn't altogether hate this book or want to throw it across the room, because sometimes I have problems with books that deals with this stuff, like kidnapping, or where there's a guy taking a girl, but it wasn't that bad. It was more about just he thought he knew her, and which he kind of did, and it just seems like if it went another path, it could have all worked out for the better. Like, if he wasn't all that, like, if he didn't kidnap her, if he just met her and talked to her, it would have been fine, but had to go this way, and yeah. I ended up giving that like a 4 out of 5, I believe. Either that or 5 out of 5. I can't remember exactly. Next one I read was Son of No One by Charlene Kenyon. This is a Dark Hunter novel. This is the first book that she's written about the dragons. There's 2 more to come after this. I was kind of disappointed in this book, only because I thought the main character was going to be a dragon shifter, and it ended up not being that way. But dragon shifters were in this, which I loved. And the next book for sure is going to have dragon shifter be the main character. The reason why I'm so adamant about these dragon shifters is because she hasn't really written about them. She's written 2 short stories that deal with them. And so I've been like craving knowing more about these dragon shifters. But now she's making the next 2 books about them as well. So I'm highly anticipating those. But yeah, this was like a 5 out of 5 star read, just like all of her books. The next one I read for a buddy read was Legend by Marie Lu. I was not as excited about this book as a lot of other people are. It just was missing a lot of world building for me. And I didn't care too much about the characters. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't great. And again, the world building. There was just too many questions gone unanswered, and I feel like some other people have said that they don't really get answered in the next couple books. I will be picking up the rest of this trilogy, just not right away. It's not a high priority of mine. I think I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't as great as I thought it would be, since so many people loved this book. Now, this next book was great. The Fifth Wave by Raquel. I loved this book. I have a poster of the Infinite Sea, and I knew that this book was going to get made into a movie, so I knew I had to read it. And so for when one of my Goodreads groups was going to read this for the month, I'm like, yeah, I need to finally pick up this book and read it. Finally read it, loved it. Loved the two main characters, I love the characters, all of them. My favorite were, of course, Cassie and Evan. And now I have the Infinite Sea is already out, and so now I'm gonna have to read that. But I'm sad because a lot of people weren't as enthralled in that one as they were with this one. So that makes me kind of sad. But I loved this book. Loved this book. The next one was a bit tough for me to get through, and I think that's why I only read like 7 books for the month of September. It's The Witch with No Name by Kim Harrison. This is the 13th and final book of the series. And I think because it's the final book in a series, I was just taking so long to read it because I didn't want it to end. And it was just like, I've been reading these books for 10 years, and it was just sad to be brought to an end finally. But it ended really good. I loved this book. There's like so many endings. Like, she could have made a whole nother book, but it was so good. Everything was wrapped up nicely, and I just love the love the ending. And oh, it was just so good. And I'm so sad that there's no more books gonna be in this series. But I'm also glad that it ended on a high note and not just keep going to sell more books. Her next character's name is Perry. And I'm really excited to see Perry's book and series. I believe it's gonna be. I love the name Perry because it reminds me of like the fairy Periwinkle or whatever. So hopefully maybe it has something to do with that. But if not, I'm still gonna read it. It's still by Kim Harrison, and it's so sad that this has ended. But yeah, this is 5 out of 5 stars as well. I also read The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I read this so that I could watch the movie. The movie was good. It was a little bit different than the book, which is fine. Again, this book was slow to begin with, but it picked up at the end, and the last page is just one page for an epilogue, and that really made me want to read The Scorch Trials, which is the second book. So, I think I'm going to continue on with this series. But yeah, I liked the movie, liked the book. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Only because, like, I didn't care too much about the characters, and again, like I said at the beginning, was a little bit slow. Second book I was sent for review, for an honest review. It's called Elixir by Ted Galdi. I think I gave this a 2 out of 5 star. It was really tough to get through. Like, the first half was really tough to get through because it's when he's a kid. And I do not like the way that the people talk when he's a kid. Because he just says, like, dude, you know, and he says slang all the time. And for an intelligent person, it just didn't seem right. The context wasn't right. The second half of the book, when he's 18 and in Europe, and has his life together, his shit together, and, you know, is better. A lot better. And I finally started liking it and reading through it easier. The only problem I had with the second half was that some of the facts were not believable. Like reading a 43-page like medical document in like a minute and a half. I don't think that's feasible. So I give this a 2 out of 5 star. I will have a longer review on this on my blog soon. But that's all I have for my September wrap up. October TBR. I still have these 3 books to read from September: Daughter, Smoke and Bone, Dark Prince, and The Shifting Shadows. Not sure if I'll get to Shifting Shadows, but I'll get to some of them. Some of the short stories deal with another series that I haven't read all the books in. But yeah, I plan to read The Infinite Sea and Air of Fire, which came out. But this month is going to be basically catch up and kind of whatever I pick up. Because November is coming and I'm not going to be doing a lot of reading in November. But that's all I have for this video. I'll have another one up soon. Thanks. Bye.